Hello and welcome back to my Supercar project. Um, Basically, over the last 3 days, I've been doing a lot of sanding, as you can see in the background there. Um, I thought it'd be a good time to give you a bit of background on why I decided to do this project and how I went about it. So, the why comes down to me having gone to high school in 1985 to 1990, and during that time buying an awful lot of car magazines and being a little bit obsessed with supercars. And back in that era, supercars were not so much incredibly fast as they were incredible looking. So I really liked the idea of having something incredibly dramatic to drive around in. And probably my favorite back in that era would have been the Koenig Testarossa competition. Um, you can look that up on YouTube and you'll find plenty of references to it. It was a Testarossa based car with the flat 12 tune to anything up to about 1,000 horsepower using twin turbos, and it had an incredibly wide rear end. I think they had 3, 4, 5 tires on it, 14-inch wide wheels, 17 by 14s back in those days. Anyway, I just really like the way it looks so incredibly dramatic on the road. And I thought I'd like to have something like that one day, but unfortunately they never got any cheaper. So when I had enough time to think about it, I came up with the idea for building a Z32 and making it super wide and super dramatic like that. Um, the way I went about it, I mostly used a combination of spray foam, using cardboard to stop it falling off the car, and I used cardboard wherever it could be sacrificial or it could stay stuck to the car. In places like the gaps between the hatch and the outside and the bonnet, I used Perspex because spray foam does not stick to Perspex, and it also allows you to make a nice tight panel cap. From there, I added mostly plaster of Paris, um, partly because it's cheap, but also because you can mix it to any consistency you want. When you're trying to work with places where most kinds of filler would sag, you can do a thick plaster of Paris and it won't sag. It'll even stick to the foam when it's upside down, which is important at times. But in the background here, I'm actually using normal plaster filler, um, which gives you a lot smoother finish. It's not so much finish as it just goes on more smoothly, so it's easier to get it close to what you want and then not have to do so much sanding. But inevitably, there's an awful lot of sanding, as you can see. Um, I mean, getting it to the stage it's already in took, I don't know how many hours, hundreds and hundreds of hours, just getting the shape pretty close to right. And I've still got a little way to go to get it to the point where I can make a mold of the panels. Um, and then for that matter, I've got to find someone who's willing to do that for me because while I have looked up how to do panel molding, I'd rather have it done right and done once because I don't want to accidentally ruin all of my work that I've done so far. So there will be a bit more of this to go. I'll go into a bit more detail with it while I'm working in future, but recently it's been about 30 to 32 degrees Celsius, about 90 Fahrenheit for those watching on the other side. So it's pretty hard to work and talk in those conditions. So I'll just get on with the job and commentate for the meantime. But pretty soon, I'll be ready to move on to another stage in the project. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.